What is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be going over my deep sleepers at the running back position that are going to help you guys take down these huge prize pools in these best ball tournaments. Inside today's video, I'll be going in depth into 3 different deep sleeper running backs who I really believe are going to be helping you guys out a ton this season. But before we could get into things, I would like to ask that if you guys are new to the channel and you do end up enjoying today's video, that you please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're down there, whether you are new to the channel or not, please make sure that you do leave a like on today's video. It would help us out a ton. And if you would like to follow me on Twitter, please do so at Notorious FNTSY. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first deep sleeper running back that I want to be discussing in today's video is going to be Michael Carter of the New York Jets. His current ADP coming off the board on Underdog Fantasy is the running back number 46 at pick 144.1. In today's video, every single running back comes off of the board at pick 140 or later. So in 2021, Michael Carter played in 14 games, finishing as the running back number 29 in half PPR and the running back number 36 in half PPR points per game, tied with J.D. McKissick. He had 147 carries, 10.5 per game, ranking 32nd at running back, 639 rushing yards, 45.6 per game, 28th, 55 targets, 3.9 per game, 15th, 36 receptions, 2.6 per game, 29th, 325 receiving yards, 23.2 per game, 17th, and 4 total touchdowns, 39th at the running back position. Last year, Michael Carter eventually was able to squeeze out a very strong role in this offense. Early on in the season, it was pretty crowded in New York for the backfield. After a couple of weeks of the backfield being pretty crowded, the team really committed to Michael Carter being the lead back on the team. The only thing really stopping Michael Carter from eclipsing greatness was the fact that the New York Jumbo Jets were just getting hurt left and right. The offense gets hurt, the defense gets hurt, Zach Wilson gets hurt. They don't have the greatest offensive line. Things just were not the greatest for the Jets last year. The team pretty much sucked, but Michael Carter still had a couple of boom games. So looking at last year compared to this year, there are some big differences. Obviously, last year, going into the season, Michael Carter was in a crowded backfield. There were people that liked Tevin Coleman a little bit more, but eventually Michael Carter became the guy. But now, the team, during the 2022 NFL Draft, they draft Breece Hall. Breece Hall is arguably the best running back in this draft class. But the reason why I am still confident that Michael Carter has the upside to help you guys win these crazy prize pools in best ball is because I think that Breece Hall in year number one, his rookie season, will not become the workhorse running back that people projected him to be before the 2022 NFL Draft. I personally believe that if Breece Hall was on a different team, if the Buffalo Bills, one of those other teams, drafted him that people wanted him to go to, one of those teams that people wanted him to be drafted to, I think they would have cemented him as the clear number 1 running back, the clear workhorse on the team. Do I think that Breece Hall is going to be seeing a majority of the carries on this team? Yes. But I do believe that the fact that Michael Carter is a very talented pass-catching running back, again, last year, 14 games, 55 targets, 36 receptions, 325 receiving yards, I think that Michael Carter is going to cut into Breece Hall's receiving upside and be the third down running back on the team. And if that is the case, then Michael Carter has some massive upside for if the Jets really do get better, if the Jets offensive line is better, which it should be if it's able to stay healthy, if Zach Wilson is gonna, get off the phone with the moms and start playing football a little bit better, everyone's projecting Zach Wilson to look a little bit better in his sophomore year in the NFL, then maybe, just maybe, Michael Carter could have some sneaky upside in these games, these big play upsides for these dump-offs that go his way. Maybe Michael Carter is going to help you guys take down these big prize pools. Now, again, he's a late-round running back. I fully expect Breece Hall to be the guy on first and second down, but I think Michael Carter has some sneaky upside, especially earlier on in the season, the first couple of weeks, before the team kind of pushes a little bit more towards Breece Hall. So I think early on in the season, Michael Carter's very sneaky, and his ADP is basically to the point where people just don't believe that Michael Carter has anything left in him, and that's stupid, right? This is his second year in the NFL. They don't think that he has any piece in this offense. People are heavily believing in Breece Hall, but I really think that Michael Carter is going to be given a decent enough opportunity for him to be worth the pick at pick 144.1. And if Breece Hall was to get hurt, knock on wood, I don't root for fucking injuries here. If that was to happen, Michael Carter would step into an excellent role in this offense. Next up, we move to running back Marlon Mack of the Houston Texans. ADP running back 54, currently pick 178.3. Definitely a lot deeper on in the draft than pick 144.1 for Michael Carter. So Marlon Mack has played in 7 total games over the last 2 seasons, as he only played in part of that week 1 game in 2020 prior to tearing his Achilles in that week 1 matchup. So he played like half a game in 2020, played a couple of games last season, making 7 total games, but really it's like 6.5 games that he's played over the last 2 seasons. Looking back at his last season as the lead back before he tore his Achilles in 2019, playing in 14 games, Marlon Mack was actually pretty fucking good prior to tearing his Achilles, prior to the Jonathan Taylor era in Indianapolis. He had 247 carries in 2019, 17.6 per game, 9th at running back, 1,091 rushing yards, 77.9 per game, 10th at running back. He is not a prolific pass-catching running back, though. 17 targets, 14 receptions, 82 receiving yards, but he did score 8 total touchdowns, 12th at running back. The Texans' backfield is comprised of Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead, who the jury's already out on Rex Burkhead. He's going to play some time on the team. You're going to see Rex Burkhead. He'll probably score a couple of touchdowns randomly on red zone. He'll flash, be like, oh shit, Rex Burkhead scored. Kind of what he did in New England, right? You're not really going to expect much out of Rex Burkhead. He's a guy that's going to make the roster. He's a guy that you're going to see score a touchdown one game. You're going to be pissed if you're playing DFS because, oh, Rex Burkhead scored and my running back didn't score. But he's not the number 1 running back on this offense. He will never be a running back number 1 in the NFL. That's just not the build of a player that Rex Burkhead is. Then they have Dameon Pierce, who is a legitimate contender to be the number 1 running back on the team. And then they have Dare Ogunbowale. And the reason why you probably recognize that name is because that is the guy that was going toe-to-toe with James Robinson a couple years ago to be the lead back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. In Jacksonville, after Leonard Fournette got traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And obviously, Dare Ogunbowale did not win the job. James Robinson did. Personally, again, when it goes back to Dameon Pierce, I'm pretty high on Dameon Pierce, and I definitely think that he is going to be the lead running back on the team. But Dameon Pierce's ADP, he's not a deep sleeper. He is just more of a sleeper, right? Marlon Mack is getting drafted so much deeper back in the draft when compared to Dameon Pierce. I think there's a shot that Marlon Mack, who should be given the job day 1, could keep the job. Could roll maybe 5-6 weeks of us seeing Marlon Mack, and I understand the only real worry when it comes to Marlon Mack is the Achilles, because we have yet to see a strong bounce back from any NFL player over time after tearing an Achilles. But people seem to feel very confident with Cam Akers. We've seen a bit of Cam Akers in the NFL. We've seen Marlon Mack in the NFL. Marlon Mack looked really good when he was healthy. So if we're a couple years off the Achilles, could he bounce back? I think so. I think Marlon Mack could bounce back. Again, there's definitely fucking risk when you draft a guy that has torn his Achilles before. I 100% agree with that sentiment, right? It is certainly risky to draft Marlon Mack, but you are drafting Marlon Mack basically free. Pick 178.3. That is one of the last picks of your draft. In a best ball draft, in a redraft league, Marlon Mack probably isn't even getting fucking drafted. So when it comes to Marlon Mack, I am very excited about the upside that he has. That upside to push you over the top as one of those late round running backs that can help you take down the big prize pools on best ball sites like Underdog Fantasy. And speaking of Underdog Fantasy, they are the sponsor of today's video. Our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, is known for their NFL best ball tournaments. However, Underdog does not stop there. They have plenty of other contests for you guys to check out. Their main contest, though, the NFL best ball tournament, Best Ball Mania 3. Best Ball Mania 3 has $2 million to first place. If you guys use promo code Awesemo, AWESEMO, that will give you $100 first match deposit bonus. So you deposit $100, that will give you an additional $100. Make sure you guys do check that out either in the link in the description, in the comment section. might be down there as well. You could just type in promo code Awesemo. And since Underdog has launched their Puppy 2 contest for the 2022 NFL season, you'll want to reserve your spot in there before it fills up. With this, we are offering a $1 weekly access to our best ball kit Sunday, July 17th. That's $8.99 off the original weekly price. That package includes our best ball and season-long rankings, Underdog daily draft rankings, our best ball stacking guide, cheat sheets, premium articles, and more. To activate the offer, use promo code PUPPY, PUPPY, at checkout, or simply click on the link in the video description down below. That's promo code PUPPY for $1 weekly best ball draft kit access. All my rankings are in there. Make sure you guys do check that out, and it's only $1, so might as well check it out. So my final player of today's video, my running back deep sleeper, number 3, is going to be Mr. Mack Ingram of the New Orleans Saints. ADP running back 56, pick 178.5. Now this pick heavily is pulled by the fact that I believe that Mr. Mark Ingram is going to be the lead running back for the first couple of weeks while Alvin Kamara is suspended. Now, Alvin Kamara has not been suspended yet. It has been said that Alvin Kamara is bracing, his team is bracing for a 6-game suspension. I don't think he's going to get a 6-game suspension. I think it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 games for Alvin Kamara. If miraculously it comes out at the beginning of August, when I believe everything is said to be kind of done, that Alvin Kamara doesn't get suspended, which is still possible, right? There's still a possibility that he doesn't get suspended. If that is the case, then I am going to look like an absolute buffoon. I am going to look like an absolute dummy for saying all this shit. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to get suspended for a couple of games, and I believe that Mark Ingram still has some gas left in the tank. Last year, he played in 14 games, finishing as the running back, 50.5 PPR, 54.5 PPR points per game. But honestly, what do you expect out of a running back who was on the Houston Texans for part of the year, gets traded to the New Orleans Saints, and then is just a backup? Hit 160 carries, 11.4 per game, ranking 27th at running back, 554 rushing yards, 39.6 per game, 41st at running back, 35 targets, 2.5 per game, 43rd, 27 receptions, 1.9 per game, 42nd, 162 receiving yards, 11.6, 50th, and 2 total touchdowns, 61st at running back. Again, none of those numbers are really mouth-watering, nothing crazy, but if he does become the lead running back on the team for the first couple of weeks, at pick 178.5, if you can get 3 or 4 usable weeks where he could legitimately be, I understand that he's not Mark Ingram of 5 years ago, but he is still a legitimate running back in the NFL that has a fucking job. He's still good enough to, in this offense where the Saints like to utilize a running back, where he could legitimately be a top 10 running back for the first couple weeks of the season, and you are finding that at pick 178.5. To me, based upon what we know about this situation with Alvin Kamara, it is a no-brainer to draft Mark Ingram right now at pick 178.5. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about these players and who you think is your best running back deep sleeper this season. I love you guys all so much. Please make sure, again, to check out promo code PUPPY over on the site to get that $1 weekly best ball draft kit, and promo code Awesemo on Underdog Fantasy for a $100 first match deposit bonus. I love you guys all. I hope you have a great rest of your guys' day, and as always, good boy.